It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome, everybody, to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Very happy to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith, and relatively happy to be here with Shaq. The action tonight will be happening out in Dallas, where the Mavericks will be going up against the Houston Rockets. For Houston, they come in off a win in their last outing against the Jazz in Salt Lake City. That game was a dominant performance. Always nice to win one going away, but it's just one game, and they'll be ready to go tonight. Well, the Rockets have certainly thrived under Mike D'Antoni, famous for his 7 seconds or less offense back when he was coaching the Suns. Kenny, there's a lot to like here.
Yeah, he's been the forefront of the pace and space model, kind of getting guys to play quickly. He's ahead of his time, honestly.
Would you like to play for him?
Oh, I would have averaged 30 the way he lets guys put the ball up. I would have averaged 30.
You know, the Rockets have embraced his attacking style. We've seen the results, Kenny. D'Antoni schemes plus the stars on this roster, dangerous situation.
And with the game about ready to tip off, we send you to Kevin Harlan, who has the call.
Well, the weekend obviously is in full swing, and so is the NBA. Hey, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. We'll see the Houston Rockets facing the Dallas Mavericks. And the continued absence of Porzingis, the story for them.
Kevin, yeah, he got injured a few games ago, and it has been tough without him.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, we know Rockets coach Mike D'Antoni was the architect of the 7 seconds or less offense in Phoenix. But he says we should have been more aggressive. We kept asking, is it too many threes? Now, there's no such thing. Kevin?
Great stuff, DA. Thanks. And tonight, Clark, two veteran clubs facing off. Mentally, we should see very few breakdowns either way.
Yeah, I like the way you put that, Kevin, because you're talking about experience, preparation, and mentality. And those are on display with these teams. They don't beat themselves. That's what you're basically saying. These are teams that you have to beat. So it should be fun to watch this matchup.
The good ones always pride themselves in being prepared in all ways, don't they?
Yeah.
For every game, as many as there are.
No question. And the other thing is, when you're a veteran team, you're an experienced team that has some talent, it pains you when you give games away.
Here's the starting group for Houston. The engine of this team, Paul and Harden in the backcourt. Clint Capella is out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Green in at the small forward.
So fun watching Harden operate inside near the rim. I mean, his confidence level is high, and he does a really good job getting ideal position.
Now here is Hardaway. The layup off target. Paul, no one around him. Off target with his three. Now the Mavericks with it. Hardaway with it. 20 points for him last game against the Pelicans in New Orleans. Kleba kicks to Doncic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Kleba, the pass to Doncic. Those three-pointers off the mark. Here's Green. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Doncic kicks to Powell. Doncic passes to Powell. The 10-footer finds the target.
Well, he does a nice job, Kevin, keeping the ball high inside when his shot is being challenged, and for that, you've got to give Powell credit.
Goes up from the top of the key and misses it off the right side of the rim.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
Paul kicks to Harden. And there's the pass to Capella. From 11 feet away. Rebounded by Hardaway.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. Looked like he forced the shot.
Now, here is Harden after Clint Capella's miss. Over Lee. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain-neutral position.
And the dunk by Powell. Here is Harden. He's coming off an unbelievably high-scoring game. Paul finds Capella. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
The 6'10" Capella showing you some bounce on that alley-oop.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now, here's Doncic, defended by Paul. Powell, the pass to Lee. And there's the foul. It'll go on P.J. Tucker. That's his first foul. J.J. Barea is checked in for Lee. And a change for the Rockets. Gordon's checked in. Here's Hardaway. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Pass to Kleba. 5 to shoot. Shoots from the corner. A nice shot by Barea. Barea's got his first bucket of the night. The Rockets trail. Harden outside. Kicks it out to Gordon. Pass to Capella. Over in the corner, Paul. Shoots over Barea. They get it again. Capella and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Feeds it to Barea. Dallas moving the ball around. Now here's Doncic. Guarded closer. And there it is for him.
Creative at finding ways to just cut inside there. Doncic, a guy you must keep your eyes on.
And here is Paul. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Utah.
But it didn't deter him from attacking defensively. His pressure was terrific. He also got 3 steals in that game.
Now, here is Harden. Here's Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Hey, he's not going to mess that one up. Capella, when he's that close, count it.
The Mavericks leading.
And, you know, P.J. Tucker drafted back in 2006. Wow, that's a dozen years ago already. But, you know, he spent a handful of seasons in Europe early on refining his game. A good move for him. Came back with a 3-point shot that's become the foundation of his offensive arsenal.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Hardaway with the steal. Back to Powell. He had stolen by Capella. On the wing, Harden fires the 3. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Harden's got 5.
You know, this is why they trust Paul to run the offense. I mean, he's so good at getting the ball to guys on time and on target.
Paul against Barea. Kicks it to Doncic. Back to Barea. Shot clock at 6. Dallas again missing. And so it's Paul bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
And always tough on the road, but that attack mindset that they brought offensively, I really felt like that set them apart.
And what stood out to me, Greg, was the aggressiveness. I mean, seemed like they just were eager to get it done, wanted it a tad more than the other team.
2 shots.
The first one falls. Well, Clark, a few teams at this point in the season have battled through back-to-back games. Just how hard is that on the body to play in consecutive nights in this league.
As I recall, Kevin, it wasn't terribly difficult. As a matter of fact, I kind of enjoyed it. You could either get the bad taste of a loss out of your mouth quickly by playing another game. You didn't have to really practice. There's some energy concerns, obviously, but when you're well rested and excited about playing, you find the energy. But I do believe there's studies that show there's a greater probability for injury the more back-to-back games that you have. That's one of the reasons the league has sought to minimize the number of back-to-back games across the schedule.
Here's Barea following the basket by Kenneth Fareed. Barea, the pass to Kleba. Over Fareed. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
You must make that one. Even with the defense present, these are shots you have to finish.
From deep, Barea doesn't get it to drop for him. And the Rockets take it the other way. Gordon against Harris. Bounce pass, Gordon. And stolen by Nowitzki. On the way, Harris. Defended by Gordon. And Fareed sends it back.
Hey, the terrific instincts and timing that Fareed has, coupled with his reach, that lets him block a lot of shots.
Here's Harris. He kicks to Barea. And the shot no good, a bit short.
The defense has to be better. I mean, they were fortunate that he missed that mid-range jumper. It certainly wasn't because of the defense. Statistically speaking, let's see where the Rockets sit right now.
And they've also enjoyed a lot of success from beyond the arc. I mean, as you can see by that top 10 ranking and three-point percentage, that's a shot they should continue to feature in their offense.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And you look at James Harden, Coach Mike D'Antoni, and the Rocket front office. It really does seem like a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I think the alignment of the front office and coaching staff really in harmony. And a star in Harden, who's the best in the world at delivering in that system. Chris Paul part of the mix too. That's a pretty good fit, it looks like to me.
Second free throw, no good. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Last game for the Mavericks, it was a loss to the Pelicans in New Orleans.
Hey, and you could say they probably were in control for 3 quarters of that game, but in that 4th quarter, man, they just fell apart.
Now here's Shumpert, and it's sent back by Nowitzki.
Love how Nowitzki uses his long arms there on defense. Solid at coming up with blocks.
Burke. They get the rebound. Mejri kicks to Lee. Tips it. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Mavericks lead by 1. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Mavericks.
Well, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And also, they've been really active on the defensive end in terms of applying pressure and coming away with steals.
Now, here's Burke. Amon Shumpert unable to get his last shot to go. And Courtney Lee gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Now here's Rivers. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Outside Gordon. Lets it go with the 3. But they recover it. Fareed, no good. And here are the Mavericks now. Courtney Lee is on the wing, defended by Gordon. And Fareed sends it back. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Mavericks making a switch here. Finney-Smith's checked in. And so Fareed will bring it up for the Rockets. They trail by 1. And Houston calls their first time out of the game. Last time they met in Houston.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
Very satisfying performance, Greg, and one they'll look to repeat tonight. I mean, they ended up winning it going away.
Powell, he's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Gordon. He's averaging 15 points a game, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
It's stolen by Harris. To the inside, Powell. It's rebounded by Houston. And the dunk by Fareed.
Fareed known for being a great dunker. Give him any room to work with, and he's getting to that rim.
Now Burke. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Over in the corner, Lee. Dallas again missing. Houston in the lead. Rivers with it. Picked up by Harris. Rivers with it. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Harris finds Powell. Now here's Burke, guarded by Shumpert. That's a 2 from Lee. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Lee's got his first points of the game.
I'm still kind of trying to figure out how that one went in. Don't think they drew it up that way, but hey, it still counts because it worked.
Now here's Rivers. No good with the triple.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And the trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Clark, you went around, what, 6'8", 6'9" or so, very versatile, able to shoot, certainly. We saw that in college and pro. Which players nowadays, if you had to say, hey, that kind of reminds me of how I used to play?
Well, you know, you think about a guy like Tobias Harris, really solid, can do a little bit of everything. Kyle Kuzma, the outstanding first-year player, just finished his first year with the Lakers. I like Thaddeus Young, even though he's a lefty, good size, gets to the glass, puts it on the floor okay. But those would be Kyle Kuzma and probably Tobias Harris, guys that remind me a little of myself back in the day.
Wonderful players. And the Rockets making a change here. Green's checked in. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
You can tell that miss at the line might stick with him for a while. Always hurts to miss a chance to take the lead.
Dallas shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Pass to Powell from 17 feet out. Nene pulls it in.
Boy, Kevin, he just clanked that one. I mean, surprising because the defense wasn't really in the picture.
Green, no luck. Harris up top, guarded by Shumpert. Harris passes to Burke. Dishes to Powell. Over in the corner, Lee. Nailed from three-point land. Lee's got his second bucket tonight.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Green. He's coming off a 10-point game against Utah. Outside for Nene. Shumpert gets a wide open look. Drains it from beyond the arc. Shumpert's got the game tied up here for Houston.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Shumpert against Harris. He dishes it to Lee. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Guys, I like that this is a part of his game that has really been consistent this year.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
No good on that one. Doncic is checked in for the Mavericks. And a switch here also for Houston. James Harden, he's checked in for Shumpert. He hits the second from the line. Houston's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Harden scanning the floor. And the pass to Rivers. A 3-ball. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Mavericks lead by 1. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. Now a chance to hear shooting guard Eric Gordon talk about their key to winning.
It's all about not making mistakes, getting rebounds, and getting good stops to really push the pace up. And I think when we do that, we always are at our best.
And, Greg, nowadays it's all about pushing the pace.
And it's an offensive-oriented league now. When you execute and really look to attack, it puts the opposition on their heels.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Mavericks?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Just jumped all over them, Greg. I mean, pounced on them, using their length and quickness to come away with those steals.
So on the floor for Houston, they've got Kenneth Faried, Harden out there with Rivers. Then it's Green. Then it's Nene. And at the 5, home in the paint. And Austin Rivers out of Duke, an elusive 6'4" combo guard.
I mean, a great handle, and he's found most of his offensive success with his development as a long-range shooter. It's gotten to the point now where you want him to put it on the deck.
2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And for the Dallas Mavericks last year, hard to get in transition when you can't cause turnovers.
Well, when you don't get steals and open court situations, it's hard to get easy buckets. But on the other side, they handled the ball well, didn't turn it over, actually fewest turnovers in the league. But I do think they have to become more disruptive defensively.
And possesses such a refined feel for the game that Doncic knows he has what it takes to be a great player in this league.
Now here's Barea. Last game out he had 14. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Barea's got 5 now.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Here's Harden. And Harden with the stuff.
Love when Harden uses that great leaping ability to finish with power.
Mavericks leading by 4. Barea kicks to Nowitzki. Barea against Paul. Here's Doncic. Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. And that's now 6 points for Luka Doncic.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
And James Harden, last season's MVP, the runner-up in 2015, actually won the players' vote for MVP that season. But last season, he took home the official hardware.
First trip to the line for him here. first free throw is good. And with James Harden winning the MVP in 2018, Russell Westbrook in 2017, Kevin Durant in 2014, you think a few what-ifs right now in Oklahoma City?
A few, more than that, Kevin. I mean, probably tough for them all to win MVP playing on one team. A good shot at a different trophy, though, maybe the one that starts with the name of Larry.
Second free throw, no good. Clark, you were drafted 8th overall by the Indiana Pacers. Do you have any indication that you were going to be their pick in particular, that you were going to go in that slot? Or is there any kind of inkling at all?
No, I only visited with teams drafting 4 through 7. Talked to the Chicago Bulls, the Dallas Mavericks, and I read some of the reports about where I was projected. But you know what? Once you get past the first or second, sometimes the top 3 picks in a draft, you really don't know who's going where after that. So I was fortunate. I landed in a good spot.
Right.
And Indianapolis was a good place for me and Rosie to be as I started my NBA career.
It sure was. And that one drops for him. And it's now only a 1-point Dallas lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Here's Paul, kicks it out to Harden. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
Doncic dishes to Barea, and the 3-ball is good. Barea's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
You know, it's funny, guys. I'm still not sure that Chris Paul gets enough credit for just how special he is as a player. I'm not sure why that is. I mean, very few players in league history have been able to impact the game at both ends of the floor at his elite level.
Dallas making a switch here. Kleber's checked in. Now here's Barea. He's got 8 to the middle from short range, and that one good. Nowitzki's got his first 2 points.
Love the body control of Nowitzki. Even when the defense is on him, he stays calm and in control.
Harden finds Paul. Kleber with the rebound.
Well, at best, the defense was average. I mean, he must make sure to finish these layups. Got to make those.
Nowitzki for 3. It's rebounded by Houston.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
A nice shot by Tucker.
And though lacking some height, Kevin, Tucker has the bounce, the reach, and the strength and attitude to do damage inside.
Now here's Barea. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for the Rockets. Here is Barea. Passes it to Doncic. Over Harden. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. 8 points for Luka Doncic.
And now he's taken a solid opening in the quarter and built on it here in the second.
And here's Harden. He's got 11. Pass to Tucker. Down low. Here's Capella. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime dropping delights is what I call it.
That's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Now, here's Doncic. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
Yeah, his big night wasn't limited to his offense. His steals numbers were way up there, and it was a special night for him in just about every way. And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Barea surveying the floor. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And, you know, that's a second foul early in this quarter. I think he's got to be much more cautious in how he defends now.
Correa, the pass to Doncic.
And, you know, it's awesome to see Harden giving his all on defense. That's been an area that he's needed to improve on, really making an effort to stay with his guy.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Amon Shumpert's checked in for Houston. Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance. And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight.
A well-timed shot fake got the defender off the ground right there.
One way to describe Nowitzki: calm, controlled, poised, even with the defense right up on him. I mean, he makes tough shots look easy.
And Shumpert kicks to Paul. Basket made, just his second this contest. He's 2 for 7 now.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And the Mavericks call time here.
You take a look at the Rockets' offense, and they've become lean and mean. Very few mid-range shots, no long twos. It's all threes and points in the paint. They keep their menu tight, and it works for them.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Dwight Powell's checked in for Nowitzki. Lee comes in for Hardaway. Harris is checked in for Doncic. And it's Burke in for J.J. Barea. Nene, he's checked in for the Rockets. Kenneth Faried comes in for P.J. Tucker. Austin Rivers, he's checked in for Paul. Gordon against Lee. Pass to Kleba. The three. Knocks down the 3-ball. Kleba's got 5 points so far. You talked about the Rockets' focus offensively. It's all on Harden and Chris Paul.
Yeah, they're the main shot creators for that offense. Everybody else better be happy spotting up, setting picks and rolling, and scoring in transition. The Beard and CP are going to have the ball in their hands most of the time.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Now here is Harris. Throws it up high. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And here's Gordon from outside. And another 3 for Houston. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Rockets.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Here's Rivers after Devin Harris's score. And he banks in the layup. 6 points for Austin Rivers.
It really turned it around here in the second quarter after shooting less than 40% from the field in the first.
Burke, the pass to Kleba. The offensive rebound.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Rivers. And no good. Now Dallas takes it the other way. To the paint. Here's Powell. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. He's got 6.
Dwight Powell really showing continuing confidence in his inside game. And I think he's only going to get better down there.
Here's Rivers. He gets it in there. And the Rockets lead by 3.
He's got it going here in the second, gaining momentum as this game continues to go.
Now here is Harris. He has 5. To the paint. Here's Kleba. No good on the shot. Some solid defense from Faried. Rockets leading by 3. Shumpert, no good.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Here's Kleba. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
And Clark, the Dallas Mavericks, it used to be that you could count on them being in the playoffs almost every single season.
Yeah, that was the case right before these last 2 years. I mean, they made the postseason 15 out of 16 times prior to that. Proud ownership, consistent ownership, outstanding coaching, and it won't be long before they're really good again.
One shot.
And, you know, we've seen what Rick Carlisle can do on the court. He's a former coach of the year in the league and led the Mavs to a championship back in 2011. But his off-the-court talents are also very impressive.
And, boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Now Burke still looking for his first bucket in this one. The pass to Kleba. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. Kleba's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for Dallas. And talking about Carlisle's outside interests, one I know of, he's an excellent pianist.
And you know what? He is. And he's played with a well-known musician or two in concert. Also an avid pilot. This guy is a renaissance man.
1:53 left to play here in the second quarter. Harris with it. And it's Gordon picking him up. And it's Eric Gordon with the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot two.
Oh, no. He's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there.
Two shots.
First free throw is good. And Courtney Lee out of Western Kentucky, a consistent 3-and-D veteran.
And, you know, more of a journeyman's career, but I'll tell you what, he's a winner and competes, does those little things, and, boy, he makes some big shots.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for the Mavericks. And the Rockets making a change here as well. Green's checked in, and both free throws good for Lee. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. They trail by one. And stolen by Harris. To the middle. Here's Burke. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Burke's got his first bucket in this one.
Perfect dime drop that time. Nice execution of the bounce pass.
We've got 1:18 left in the first half. Here's Rivers. Measuring with the rebound. Mavericks leading by 3. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have. Staying aggressive and playing under control.
Passes it to Rivers. Here's the floater. The Mavericks pull it in. Measury's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Nowitzki dishes to Harris. 44 seconds left here in the second. Kicks to Burke. Back to Harris. Lock at 6. Latre. Offensive rebound. And the basket good by Measury.
That was just a perfect possession. Getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Back to Nene. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Nene's got 4 this quarter. The Mavericks leading.
And this is where you milk the clock.
Yeah, that's the intelligent play here, Greg. No doubt. No reason to chuck up some garbage shot.
They get it again. Measury misses. And there's the call on Measury. That's his first foul. To the paint. Kicks it out to Harden. The three-pointer no good. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Rick, what's your analysis of how your defense has done so far?
Well, they're getting too many open looks at threes. We're lucky they're missing a few. You know, with this team, they stretch out so much. You got to be really alert. You got to pay close attention to the details.
Rick, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith. The Diesel, that's Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of big-time action so far in this one. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. They did jump out to a lead in the opening period, but 4 points was the biggest it got. If you look at the second quarter scoring, they had a small edge. They really hung tough as we got close to halftime. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
Well, so far, they've taken care of their business here at home. It's something you might expect, but it's not a given. We'll see if they can keep that up in the second half.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
I think it was their passing that's kept them in the game. You can see it in their assist numbers. They were very, very unselfish. The ball moving from side to side, guys making good cuts. It's enabled them to create a lot of chances. As long as they stay on the same page and keep working together, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Mavericks leading by 3. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the floor for Dallas, we've got Hardaway. Doncic out there with Lee. Then there's Dwight Powell. And it's Kleba in at the power forward. 4 on the clock. And foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line.
You know, for the Mavericks, protecting the rim has been an issue. Bottom of the league in block shots 3 years in a row now.
And the first one drops. And talking about the Mavericks defense, they also had trouble stopping dribble penetration.
Well, not really athletic as a group, which was part of the problem in that area of the game, but extremely smart as a group. They knew what offenses were trying to do to stop them. And I think some of that is not just the IQ of the players, but the acumen of the coaching staff. Very sharp and shrewd in game plan design.
And he makes both free throws. Rockets trail by 5. Ball finds Harden. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
You know, Harden is a remarkable talent, especially offensively. A versatile scorer who really is unstoppable once he gets going.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Here's Doncic. Paul with the steal.
Ill-advised pass on that one, guys. I mean, he had to know there was a man there in position to get that turnover.
And, you know, Harden's exceptional, Kevin, at getting out on the break in transition. I mean, running exactly the right path and getting it done.
Now, here's Doncic. Outside Hardaway. Beyond the arc. Rebounded by Tucker. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. It's a 1-point game. Outside Green. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. On defense, Dallas. They lead by 1. And Tucker kicks to Capella. Paul surveying the floor. Shot clock at 6. And they take the lead. Paul's got his third bucket of the night.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Simply taking advantage of what the defense has given them, and they've really made the most of it.
Now, here's Doncic. He's got 8. Lee passes to Hardaway. Over Green, and Hardaway gets it to go. Hardaway has got his second bucket tonight, and not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
Paul with the ball. He has 6. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone.
And what a passer Paul is. Exceptional at seeking out his guys and getting them into a rhythm.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Here's Kleba. 13 points in the game. Lee kicks to Powell. In the corner, Hardaway with it. Nailed from three-point land. Hardaway has got 7 points in the game.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Dwight Powell, a nice player who has carved out a good role for himself on this team. You can start him if you need to, Clark, or he'll give you a spark off the bench.
I think his greatest value is, though, bringing that spark off the bench. I mean, some guys are just as productive in limited minutes as they would be in starting minutes, so he's one of those kinds of guys. He's excellent at finishing around the rim and creating havoc with his activity at both ends of the floor.
J.J. Barea checked in for Lee. Green against Hardaway. Kleba.
And here's Luka Doncic. Let's take a look at his numbers. Over the last 10 games or so, he's really shown up. Averaging 13 points per game, 8 assists, and just over 2 steals. And you look at his gaudy steal numbers. Defensively, he makes his presence felt on every possession.
And you know what I like about it, Greg, is he gets great position and uses those quick, strong mitts of his to rip the ball out of there.
And he knocks down the first one. And in their own words, the Houston Rockets obsessed with beating the Warriors.
Couldn't quite get over the hump in the Western Conference Finals, but they gave the Dubs everything they could handle. Hopefully a rivalry that will continue to excite fans for seasons to come.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
This offense's first miss after 3 straight makes to start the second half.
Harden against Barea. Harden kicks it to Tucker. Three-pointer. Rockets keep it going with the new 24-second clock. There's Green with the 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. Green's got 10 points. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Barea with it, and it's Harden picking him up. The feed now to Hardaway. And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That'll be his second foul of the game. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. To the inside. And Harden with the basket on the assist by Paul. Paul's got 6 assists here tonight.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Hardaway from outside. Kept alive. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for Houston. Here's Paul. And Houston again with the bucket.
You know, I don't care how tight you play him. It's very hard to keep Paul from knocking that shot down. His in-between game is lethal.
Now here's Barea. 8 points for him. He kicks it to Powell. Here's Doncic. Off the left rim and out. Rockets have gotten nearly everything to drop this quarter. They're 7 of 8 from the floor since halftime. And it goes down 2 points. And it's a 4-point Rocket lead.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Now here's Hardaway. He has 7, but he recovers it. Pass to Doncic. Barea with a wide open look, sinks the triple. 11 points in the game.
And you know, Barea is a fairly consistent three-point threat. You can't sleep on him out there.
Doncic with the steal, and out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
A moment here to look at some numbers for Clint Capella. First in field goal percentage, 10th in rebounding, and of course, rim protection always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in blocks per.
And you're right, he's been the pinnacle of scoring efficiency. Never seems to take a bad shot. That's why he's tops in field goal percentage. And that's a foul called on Dwight Powell. That is his first foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the stripe.
Nene, he's checked in for Houston. Gordon comes in for Green. Now here is Hardaway. Nene unable to get his shot to go. Kleba, the pass to Hardaway. And it's blocked by Gordon. And he gets it back. Hardaway kicks to Doncic. Shot clock at 6. That 3 off target had some space there after the little pump fake. The Rockets have gotten 8 of their 11 shots to drop since the break. A great third quarter for them offensively. Such a wide open look. Paul's got the lead up to 4 now for Houston. And a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for the Rockets.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
And Eric Gordon, Clark, such a terrific tag team partner for Paul and Harden on the perimeter.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, he provides spacing with the deep range he has. Very efficient shot, not much wasted motion. He can attack closeouts off the dribble, and he gets to that basket and finishes aggressively. His strength very much at work when he does his damage.
And Fareed sends it back.
And being over the limit this early really can affect your aggressiveness defensively. They have got to play under control.
For Houston, they have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. The free throw drops for Gordon.
And Eric Gordon, the 2017 Sixth Man of the Year award winner. I mean, he has found a home and just been tremendously productive with the Rockets.
Austin Rivers, he's checked in for Chris Paul. All free throws good from Eric Gordon. And Gordon also the winner of the 2017 three-point shootout. His long-range proficiency a great fit on the Rockets.
You know, he's got that low set shot release, but he gets it off with great volume and one of the more prolific three-point shooters in our league.
Kevin, you always have to be alert to where Nowitzki is. I mean, he loves catching the defense off guard with the catch and shoot.
Here's Harden. But they get it back. Pass to Gordon. Goes up again, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And the Dallas Mavericks, despite having the 3rd worst record in the league, they have the league's highest attendance rate.
Really rabid fan base there, and they also donated quite a few tickets as well to schools, charities, you name it. So that helps when you talk about filling the arena. And quite honestly, it's a good move because kids are the fans of the future.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
You know, you look at most winning teams in this league, and there's no denying they have an identity, who they are and how they play consistently. The Rockets fall into that category, a defined style of play and pieces that fit pretty well.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And Clark, talk about the Rockets' identity, their style of play.
Yeah, it's all about the analytics, quite honestly. They're looking for drives and three-point field goals. Constant pressure on the defense. The long-range ball spaces the floor, and defensively they're going to try to switch and keep the ball in front and deny the same three-pointers they're looking for at their offensive end from the opposition.
Now here's Hardaway. He's got 7. Good, and it's Barea who picks up the assist. Berea's got his 4th assist in this one. Harden outside. And Fareed kicks to Nene. Gordon deciding where to go with it. Over Hardaway. And the basket by Gordon. Gordon's got 6 here in this quarter.
Love seeing Gordon work in the pick and roll. Great at pulling up to shoot once the screen comes his way.
Burke finds Nowitzki. Back to Burke. Out to the right wing. Berea. It's rebounded by Houston.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And Greg, it's clearly been their edge, and in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
Now here is Hardaway. Harden missing his last shot. Hardaway passes to Mejri. A 3. And Tim Hardaway Jr. for 3. Hardaway has got 2 now from beyond the arc in the 3rd for the Mavs. Harden dishes to Nene. Fareed inside. He's working on Nowitzki. And that one drops.
Taking the hit like a champ, the muscular Fareed is outstanding at playing through and pushing through contact.
Berea against Rivers. Nowitzki, that's for 2. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
Seems like he's in a hurry. He's kind of rushing his shot. Clearly out of rhythm right now. That's a big reason why they're losing.
And the dunk by Fareed.
You know, Harden will burn you when you overcommit and leave guys open. He's excellent at sensing when you're out of position.
Berea kicks to Burke. Back to Berea. Here's the 3. That one falls coming off Burke's feet. Burke's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Here's Nene, and slam dunk by Nene.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says thank you very much and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
And a look now at the breakdown between 3-point and 2-point shots attempted here tonight for Dallas.
And a lot of shots from long distance. They're trying to stretch out the D and force them to cover out in space. And a lot of times that enables an offense to get some opportunities to attack in the paint.
Now here's Berea. He's got 14. Outside Hardaway. Makes it off the glass. Hardaway has got 12 now in this quarter.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the 3-point shot.
Here's Harden. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and he'll go to the line. And James Harden taking home the MVP award in 2018, and Clark, well deserved.
It sure was, Kevin. A career mark in scoring a league-high 30 points a game. The first player ever to drop 60 points as part of a triple-double. It certainly was his year.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him.
You know, it's become almost a foregone conclusion that Harden is going to lead the league in free throw attempts every year. He is a master at getting to the line.
Mavericks making a switch here. Lee's checked in. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for the Rockets. And both free throws good for James Harden.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
This is how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
Burke can't get it to go.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Fantastic speed on the break. Speed kills, showing no mercy in transition there, partner.
Doncic is checked in for the Mavericks.
You know, starting out in the D-League, then bouncing around the international circuit, Tucker took the long, hard road to get here.
Now here's Burke, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. No good from Lee.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
Greg, simply controlling the glass. I mean, +10 is the advantage in rebounds right now. Boy, that's finishing the defense there. He made a good effort on that possession defensively and then closed it out with the rebound.
Mejri kicks to Doncic. Goes up the baseline. Nowitzki finds Burke. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. Rockets leading by 8. The floater rejected by Nowitzki. Here's Doncic. No good on the triple.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first.
And it's Gordon missing. And so it's Burke who brings up the ball for the Dallas Mavericks. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. A shot, no good.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
For Houston, they have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
Free throw good from Eric Gordon.
And, you know, when Gordon is healthy, he's extremely effective. I mean, he's a high motor player who strokes it well from deep, actually strokes it well from everywhere.
Gordon hits both of them.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Here's Barea to end the run. Misses the shot.
Like the scrappiness of Gordon on defense there. I mean, a solid defender who stays right with his man.
James Harden getting it done for Houston. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll return shortly. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he may not be known as a pass-first guy playing out of the two-guard spot, but he shows here that he can dole out an assist or two when he needs to.
That's right. I mean, that's not his primary duty, but when the situation calls for it, he can do it and does it well.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Rockets leading by 10. And so in the game for the Rockets. Gordon is at the 2 with Green playing the 3. E.J. Tucker is out there with Clint Capella. And it's Paul in at the 1 spot. Now here's Doncic, and it's in there.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
And so here is Houston. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Paul with the ball. He's picked up by Doncic. And that one's good. Green.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. The killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul. There's Lee with the 3. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
Timeout called, the Rockets. The short rest, very important, and one of the benefits of this part of the game is getting on the same page with your team while having the chance to hydrate with Gatorade and replenish your energy for the late game push. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Mike D'Antoni was talking about with his team. He told his team to keep looking for those perimeter shots. He said their defense is not respecting us, so let's keep shooting until they come out on us, guys.
Thanks, David. Ball is doubled and wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And so here is Dallas. And here is Doncic. And there's the pass to Powell. Lee outside. Another three for Dallas.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Doncic with the steal. And now in transition is Lee. Here we go. Powell, the pass to Barea.
Come get it, come get it.
Back to Powell. Shot from 12. It's good. Great play set up by Barea. Barea's got 6 assists in the game. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Mavericks.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
You know, adding on to that, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
Here is Barea following the basket by Chris Paul. Barea dishes to Lee. Beyond the arc. Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got 6 rebounds in the game. To the paint, Powell with the steal. Now here's Doncic, defended by Paul. Doncic, no good. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And so here is Dallas. Here's Barea. Drops one in from the wing.
Oh, great ball movement there.
We're in the final quarter of play here. 3 minutes in. Now here's Paul. Defense right on him. They get it back. And the wide open shot from Green. Misses the 3. Now the Mavericks with it. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Doncic kicks to Kleba. Chris Paul grabs the miss. And so it's Paul bringing it up for Houston. They've led by as many as 11 points. Shots good by Green.
They're giving him a little too much space out there. That's his 3rd triple since halftime.
Dallas calls timeout.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
Absolutely, Greg. I mean, they're getting crushed, killed, hammered, pulverized in the post.
Mavericks making a switch here. Hardaway's checked in. James Harden, he's checked in for the Rockets. Mavericks trail by 6. Doncic kicks to Hardaway. Looking for Lee, gets it there. Good, and the assist goes to Hardaway. Lee's got 8 here in the quarter.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Now here's Harden, and the dunk by Capella.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Well, I tell you what, guys, this is really getting close to being real ugly.
Lee against Harden. Lee kicks to Kleba. Off target from outside.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this league. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
Doncic passes to Hardaway. Over Green. Hardaway with a terrific move and a basket. Hardaway has got 14 points now in the second half.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Scooped up. Capella. The shot off that time.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Doncic kicks to Kleba. Dallas moving it around. Just 5 on the clock. Doncic passes to Lee. Good on the three-point shot. Now just a 4-point Houston lead.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Harden, and he comes up with the deuce. Harden's got 5 points now in the quarter.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Lee finds Hardaway. Passes it to Kleba. Fires the three. And that one is off. So Houston will take it the other way. Paul for three. Buries the long-range jumper. And it's a 9-point Houston lead.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Stolen by Harden. Swiped it away. Powell kicks to Hardaway. Lays it up and banks it in.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
As well he should, Greg. I mean, he always is looking to score the ball, even more so when he's hot. I like the mindset.
Green, no luck. Dallas has gotten 3 of their 6 3-pointers to fall here in the 4th. They get a hand on it. Doncic passes to Hardaway. Yes! And the foul. That's on Clint Capella.
Despite the troubles he had in the first half, he stayed composed and focused, and now he's getting it going.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba.
And looking at Luka Doncic, incredibly mature for his age. Physically, the broad shoulders, weighing in about 230. Mentally, though, advanced understanding of how to play the game.
Harden draws the double. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
You too.
So it's the Mavericks now. On the wing, Hardaway. It's stolen by Green. And it's Houston on the break. Ball's running. Well-placed alley-oop pass into the layup.
And showing a good nose for the ball there. Picks it clean, and he's off to the races.
Well, excellent defensive instincts. I mean, knows exactly when to strike on this end.
Now here's Lee. Back to Hardaway. Good work defensively by Paul. You know, Greg, it's amazing that Doncic, at his age, could already have such a complete offensive game.
I mean, a terrific skill set. In Europe, Doncic spent plenty of time as a primary ball handler. Obviously can score in a number of ways, just a versatile threat.
And the 3 ball is good. And now a 9-point Houston lead.
And, you know, Harden is super reliable from outside the arc. He's got that sweet lefty stroke, and it's a thing of beauty to watch.
Now here's Lee. Here's Doncic. James Harden with the rebound. And it's Houston on the break. Paul with the ball. Capella with the bucket.
And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them, and just look at that score.
And, Greg, you know, they're really controlling the pace and game right now. Rushing, pushing the break, and leaving the defense in its wake.
Doncic, no good.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
And the shot goes in. And that's 31 points for James Harden.
Love the speed with which Harden gets his shot off, timing his release beautifully off the pass. Nice stuff.
Lee finds Nowitzki. Will it go? Rebounded by Capella. Capella's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. For the 3. Tries to save it. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. Here's what the Houston Rockets schedule looks like. On Tuesday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers. And then on Thursday, they'll go up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers.
And no secret that this team can be very tough in their own building. And that's good news as they are loaded up with home games over the next stretch. This is a chance to create some separation.
The shot's good from Paul. Paul's got 7 points here in this quarter.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
Dallas calls timeout. And Greg, another free agent this past summer was Chris Paul. Many unsure of what his plans might be, but he made them very clear in a hurry.
Paul signing very early in free agency with the Rockets. Huge 4-year deal worth $160 million. Rockets are in win now mode and were willing to commit the money to Paul to give them a shot at winning a title in the next few seasons.
Houston making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. Mavericks trail by 15. Now here's Doncic. Hardaway for 3. Offensive rebound. Nowitzki, and the layup's good off the glass.
And it's still a close game. I mean, despite the fact that they've struggled to compete on the boards.
Yeah, you know, but down the stretch here, guys, they'll summon that extra effort to try and get it done, I think.
A nice shot by Tucker.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
Now, here's Doncic, defended by Paul. Lee against Harden, and it's Lee penetrating. Good work defensively by Harden. And it's Houston's ball. They're on an 18-7 run. Here's Capella. It's rebounded by Dallas. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Gordon kicks to Harden. 1:44 left in the fourth quarter. Lob pass to Capella. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Greg. I mean, they're in a groove right now, up big, hard to envision them losing this lead.
Dallas calls timeout. They're trailing by 17. 1:37 left here in the fourth quarter. Nowitzki for 3. Harden grabs the miss. Houston leading by 17. Kicks to Paul, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his 4th foul of the contest. A lot of super teams trying to form right now, Clark, in the NBA. Golden State, one of them. Talk about some of the sacrifices stars have to make, for instance, in Houston, when they join forces.
Kevin, that's such a great point, and one that's often just overlooked or underemphasized, the sacrifices you have to make to be a championship team, and usually that starts at the top of your roster with your best players. And sometimes they have to bend and mold their games to the people around them. So that's the hard part of it. Just because you put together a lot of talent, as we've seen, doesn't mean you're going to win a championship. So the sacrifices, the commitment, those are big parts of contending for titles.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Rockets.
Great, generous ball movement tonight. A thing of beauty.
Yeah, a remarkable team effort. They got everyone involved.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
And making the right plays when necessary, closing out this club for the 2nd time this season. This victory gives them a 2-0 lead with 2 left against Dallas.
And we watched them all night long. No one could really stop them. Just another excellent game it was for James Harden.
There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
And here is Harris after Eric Gordon hit the 3.
Kevin Harris is a long-time NBA guy, once a very speedy starting point guard. Now he's mostly a reserve and provides scoring and leadership. And those kind of guys bring great value to the roster.
shots. Relax on the first.
The first free throw is good.
And Harris does a really good job using his quickness to his advantage, and he's got plenty of that quickness. A creative guard who plays with an edge, too.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Dwight Powell comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Lee. There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. First free throw is good. He's off on the second. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Here's Rivers after Devin Harris's score. Rivers scanning the floor. Shot by Gordon, wide open, and a miss there on the triple. Here's Finney-Smith. It's good. Great play set up by Barea.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
So we see the Rockets taking the win here. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you very much with Kenneth Faried. What was the key tonight?
Just keep attacking and keep playing strong. And, you know, my teammates, they believe in me. Just re-lock in and get focused and play my game.
Great team win tonight, Kenneth. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.